Hello YouTube! I haven't been on my channel in quite a while. I went on a hiatus, not really sure why. I've been going back and forth with the whole social media thing.
I was in a very tumultuous relationship where I was told that I shouldn't have any social media, so I deleted my Instagram, got my Instagram back, now we're back.
But today, I wanted to go over something a little scientific. I thought I could provide you guys with some value, seeing as how my Instagram isn't really valuable. And you know, I kind of just look like every other influencer chick, so I thought, why don't I show you guys that I'm more than just a girl. I actually can teach you something. So today we're going to be talking about physiognomy. What is physiognomy? It is the art and science of determining someone's personality and mental characteristics based on their physical appearance. Some people call it a pseudoscience. There's a couple of studies that show that it is real, it is a legitimate thing. It's existed and withstanded societies in many different parts of the world for, it goes far back as the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians were kind of the ones that originated with the 4 different archetypes, and then the Greeks extended that as well as the Romans, and they created the 4 humors. The sanguine, the melancholic, the choleric, and the phlegmatic. So these 4 humors were to have said, and still to this day are said, to be related to our inborn temperament. Now you can assess to see what kind of temperament someone has just based off of the side profile alone. This is going to be a phlegmatic. As you can see, they have a lot of volume in the chin and lower neck area. Their forehead kind of protrudes a little bit. These people tend to be overweight for the most part. But what's said about the phlegmatic temperament is that they have really great longevity. They have really good long-term energy. They don't really get sprouts of energy like, say, a melancholic that's more sensitive. The phlegmatic has strengths, those being they're relaxed, calm, quiet, content with themselves, diplomatic, rational, curious, and observant. Their weaknesses are that they're sometimes shy, which, you could see that. Fearful of change, prone to laziness, stubborn, passive-aggressive, indecisive, permissive, not goal-oriented. And these people do really well as accountants, teachers, diplomats, managers. They make very good managers. They are good at managing people because they just have this stamina that allows them to be very stress resistant. These people do need a lot of sleep. The next temperament is the sanguine. This is one of my favorite ones to reference. I know people that have this, and it's funny because when you think about face reading and like determining whether someone is attractive, it's widely agreed that the sanguine face is very much of a Chad. And you can see that by that sloping forehead and that protruding chin and jaw. So this temperament is going to be that of someone who is very outgoing, confident, optimistic, friendly, gregarious, but yet at the same time very impulsive, very impatient. They do have very good instincts when it comes to their intellectual ability. As you can see on that forehead, that sloping forehead, it gives them something like a killer instinct. They're not as intellectual as, say, a choleric or a melancholic. They kind of just go based off of their instincts, and they're very confident. As you can see with the protruding chin, the chin in face reading is said to represent our backbone, how much work we can handle, how much stress that we can handle, and that's because the chin is kind of the base of our face. You just gotta take life by the chin. It's like when people have a strong chin, a protruding chin, that means that they are very resilient. I'm gonna go ahead and go into further detail. Are sociable, charismatic, outgoing, confident, warm-hearted, pleasant, lively, optimistic, fun-loving, spontaneous, and quick to apologize. Their downsides are that they're impulsive, chronically late, shameless, distractible, too happy, not interested in following through with tasks that are boring, self-absorbed, exaggerator and someone who appears unauthentic. So the next temperament is the choleric. This one is very common. The choleric, these people are willful, bossy, commanding, confident, as well as the sanguine, but these people are like, they have a lot of long-term energy. These people don't really need a lot of sleep. They can be pretty aggressive, but the upsides are that they are very confident, they're very competent. If we're going to get into the specificities, their strengths are that they're ambitious, passionate, leader-like, very focused, practical, efficient, good at planning, good at problem solving, confident, motivating, and good delegators. So these people are like positive pessimists. They tend to see the issues in the world. They're very good at assessing things. They're very good at judging. They tend to judge, but they're positive pessimists in the sense that they look for issues while simultaneously trying to constantly find the solution to those problems. So people with this temperament tend to be like entrepreneurs, bosses, not like the phlegmatic where it's a manager who can handle people and frequent problems, but these people need to kind of be on their own or with people that they feel like are as competent as they are. They tend to be rude, tactless, impatient, aggressive, domineering, intolerant, low on empathy, and discouraged by failure. People with this face shape, I mean, Joe Rogan has this, let's see. I would say Obama has this, Trump, Elon Musk, they all have that choleric face shape. The last humor or temperament that I'm going to go into is the one that I have, which is the melancholic, arguably the ugliest. Arguably the ugliest. You can see this in people that have their chin being a little recessed compared to the line of their brow bone. This temperament belongs to people that are very sensitive to the feelings of themselves and others, very creative, very inventive, very flighty. So these people would really make great philosophers, doctors, poets, artists, just very creative. They don't really have a lot of chin, which, like I said, the chin is kind of the base of how much stress that we can handle and work we can handle in our lives. So that being said, their strengths are more so in their creative and intellectual ability than it is their like tolerance or work ethic. They don't really have like a work ethic. These people actually require a lot of sleep. They do better with diets that are less calorie dense. These people are very sensitive to food, to feelings of others, to music, to visual things. These people are very affected by tragedy in their life. They can't really overcome trauma the same way that, say, a sanguine could. Whereas a sanguine would be very kind of quick to bounce back to their, I guess, tolerance for stimulus. They're very thoughtful. They're very considerate, cautious, organized, excessively planning, schedule-oriented, detailed, highly creative in poetry, art, and invention. They're very independent, good at preventing problems. They're not independent in the sense that they don't, it's not that they are like so confident as to they don't want to rely on other people. It's more so that they're just so sensitive to other people that they tend to be more independent, because these people just have very active minds and imaginations. They're very funny. They make good comedians because they are so attentive to the temperature of the room with people. Who's that comedian? Woody Allen has this temperament. You can notice it by their just straight slanted jaw. Anya Taylor-Joy also has this. Audrey Hepburn has this jaw as well. They're obsessive, too cautious, prone to depression, prone to moodiness, perfectionistic, pessimistic, difficult to please, deeply affected by tragedy, somebody with tunnel vision, sometimes procrastinator, discontent with themselves and others, and they're prone to play the martyr, which the martyr is somebody that will die for a righteous or moral cause. So these people are very prone to seeing themselves as the victim, and my hypothesis is because they are lacking a lot of lower face, which is connected to that of the earth and earthly things, power, seeking dominance, achieving it, and so forth. This is my first video on physiognomy. I'm probably gonna do some celebrity face readings. I'll go ahead and go into further depth on my own reading. All of this information that I got would be from 2 different creators on TikTok and YouTube. One of them being Prosopa Insights with Mr. Taylor. He's awesome. He gave me my face reading, which is kind of what got me into wanting to make my own content and really just share this information, because I think it's very entertaining. It's very interesting to see how we can judge people based on their face. We are always judging people at the unconscious level, and society would like to tell us that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, when I think that you definitely can and should, and intuitively you're being pointed in the right direction for the most part. I'm going to go into more details about the different features of the face, which tell us more about the personality in specifics. Every single feature on the face has a different meaning. So our eyebrows, our eyes, our nose, our mouths, I went over the temperaments today, the ears even, all of these things are related to different aspects of our personality that can show us a lot. So it's 8 p.m. I don't know why I'm so tired. Maybe it's just my melancholic temperament, but if you came and watched this much of the video, thank you for watching. Stay tuned, because I'm sure I'm going to be making more information that you guys can learn from.